I'm Simon Whetham. I'm from the UK. I hesitate, I would be calling myself a sound artist, but I'm working more with kinetics now and with other media, so I don't know, I'll just say artist. I'm here with KIBLA2LAB to continue to develop something that I've been working on where, as you can probably see, I am using various devices that I've taken from things that have been thrown away and I found in the street. Like this is a hard drive from a laptop. This is also from a CD-ROM. This is from a video recorder, VCR recorder. And then these two are new to me. These are ones that I was given yesterday. We don't know what this one's actually for, and this one is possibly for a small vacuum cleaner, like a desktop vacuum cleaner. And what I'm doing with these is I'm actually activating them with environmental sounds, usually recorded, but I can also take them live. So it's an amplified sound that would normally play a speaker, but I'm playing it through a motor. So the electronic signal actually then activates the motor. So this is, and I use these environmental sounds, which can be sounds from the home, or it can be sounds from outside, inside, sounds that you would not normally hear. So I can pick them up with contact microphones, which I should show. So this is like a piezo contact microphone. These are EMF, there are two of them. They're telephone pickup coils, so they pick up electromagnetic frequencies. And I'll just show you then, I play these sounds, which this was a stove top starting up and heating up. And it causes some movement of the motors, but you can also hear the sound a little. So it's actually resonating with the sound. But it's creating this new sound through the movement and the vibration, which is something I like. This is quite regular. This is not what I would normally use, but I'm kind of playing around at the moment with using more regular sounds and more irregular sounds. And there was another one that I had. So I'm using this plastic, these two things as kind of resonators, so you can actually hear them a lot more. But like I say, I would normally use a contact microphone or one of these microphones that I'm wearing. I would put it really close and then amplify it in a live environment, so you can actually really hear the sounds in great detail. We're starting to collect some objects and some speakers here to have what's called a kinetic sonic jam. So there are going to be some people coming this evening, and we'll take apart things like this radio and take the speakers and the motor and anything else we can use from it and various other things. And we're actually going to kind of work on the process rather than the result to make some kinetic works, whether they make sound or whether they make light or whether they just make movement that you can't hear. And then at the end of the weekend, then we'll collect them all together, and I have next week to put them together as some kind of cohesive work that will then be, I think, presented in the festival next month. So this is rain falling on a canopy, and I recorded it kind of really close with the recorder. So it's actually quite a deep sound, and you can kind of hear it if you listen, but it's also creating this kind of little movements. They're almost like dancing. This is a small motor driver that I can change the direction of the motor with this switch, or just switch it off. And then the knob actually turns up the power. So I've got 12 volts going in here, and I'm actually playing it into a speaker, it can be quite dangerous because it can blow up, but it actually starts, even if I touch something, it starts to make these little noises and tones. And so I turn it up. And it's almost like feedback, but if I touch different parts of the driver, I can get these different sounds. So So kind of almost doing the opposite to what I'm doing here, playing sounds through motors. Now I'm playing a motor signal through a speaker and getting these kind of, what could be quite nasty sounds if I played them really loud, but at the moment they're kind of just interesting to me. Yeah, it doesn't want to sit now. It's all part of a live performance that I'm also projecting on a large screen when I'm actually making the performance. So I suppose that's my new favourite project. Although I did just make a project where I was exploring the sounds of fermentation. So I'm still kind of working on the results of that to put them together in a film and also an audio piece. So I like to take these sounds that people don't really like, or they try and ignore, or they do ignore. Things like passing traffic and maybe water running through a town, trains, like I said, a concrete mixer, there's some factory in there. There was a glass oven for people to make like glass blowing. Usually the low sounds, the deep low sounds that are quite kind of, that you can feel, they're the ones that make the motors move. If anything, I've even tried with some of the low sounds, you pitch them right down, so you're almost getting the kind of waveform, and then it just goes. This is kind of what led me to this. I don't like to process the sounds too much with software. So I was using different kinds of speakers and materials to change sound, and now it's completely changing the sound by playing it through a motor, so it becomes a mechanical sound. Or sometimes you can hear the sound a little through the coil of the motor, but then this is also this clicking sound where I think the amplifier is actually overloading, but I kind of like that as well. So you can really hear the whole machine and the whole process. Sound is vibration, yeah.